and maybe what Brian
He
said.
just stole my answer. No, I'm just
But yeah, all I would add from a public speaking context, what we teach speakers usually, who are usually nervous on stage, the best thing to do is just tell the audience, whether it's 2, 3, or 10, just say, hey, just address what you're feeling. Hey, I'm here. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about this for whatever reason.
Love that.
So I'm going to do my best, and let's see how it goes, right? And if you just tell them like that way, they're then going to be on your side rather than you trying to pretend to be something.
You know,
the handsome one said.
Justin just gave me an idea. I'm going to extrapolate on that, because you know what, Kelsey, what you're feeling, I bet you the people that are in the party are also feeling to some extent, right? So I think that you acknowledging vulnerably what you're feeling and even relating it to them, like, you know, almost saying like, you know what, okay, so this is how I'm feeling. What are you feeling? Like, are you sitting there feeling like, what have I gotten myself into? Right. You know, what kind of thoughts could be going through their head, and actually address those. So by means of you finding your own comfort, you're actually creating comfort for the people around you. And I hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it. It's marketing. You're selling. You have a business. Yeah. The more comfortable people are, the more likely you are to do well with your sales and conversions.
And
I
then,
love that.
And then to build on that even more, because we're getting more ideas now, that's probably going to be like those hesitations in their mind are going to be some of the objections that other prospects have to coming in the first place.
Well said.
No pun intended.
Oh
I mean, coming before the event. So, where was I? What was I talking about?
Coming before the event.
That's what so you might want to, go back to storytelling and make some stories about that in your marketing, like on your website and things, of saying, you're not going to name names, but you might say, hey, funny story. This was a lady, let's call her Janet, who was at the party last week. It started off, she was a bit insecure, a bit awkward, she hadn't done this kind of thing before. Do you feel that way? If so, here's what we did. We had a fun little breakdown session over it. And then people hearing that on the outside are be more likely to then smoothly come into the process.
I slapped Janet in the face with the dildo, that kind of thing.
Was that helpful, Kelsey?
It was, because Kelsey has already commented, be honest about myself and how I'm feeling.
Always.
Absolutely perfect. I got another question. It's a good one. It's from Elisa, who's
her.
here in Canada, all the way on the West Coast. Well, not really the West Coast, kind of the Western Plains.
She's not as far from us right now because we're closer to her.
Exactly, but she asks a number of things related to, like, a lot of people have come to her. She wants to start a business. A lot of people have come to her for things like OCR training. I don't know what that means. How hubby trains for OCR. I don't know what that means. But how we eat, how we adventure, how we mindset. But the crux of what Elisa's asking is the same question everybody has. So I'm just going to break it down. How, Justin, do you create a sustainable business? Sustainability. That's the fucking key. Everybody's an entrepreneur, but nobody really makes money sustainably. And you have great answers related to structure. I know we've talked about this. You've told us how so many entrepreneurs start with just put shit out there. But starting with structure matters most. So anyways, that's a big one for so many people.
So sustainable, like income month to month.
Yeah. How do you create something sustainable? Exactly.
So the first thing it all starts with your goals, right? You've got to know what is your definition of sustainable. What does that mean to you?
Nice.
So know what kind of and let's take a step in pre-goal setting, because most people will set goals that aren't even their own. They will just set what's the cultural narrative. I want 10K a month. Why? Right? Because it's a benchmark to hit. Because it sounds cool. Most people don't actually look at what they actually need to get by. So play the long game. Look at what you actually, like the worst case, what you need to generate from the business first, and take the pressure off yourself.
Yeah.
And if you can get by on 5, 6, 7,000 a month, for example, then make that your first goal. Don't try and go for some 50,000 a month kind of revenue.
I love that real. I love that, the realness of that, and I think that's so. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think that is something that so many people who are trying to build sustainable wealth businesses and never hear from anybody, which is that. I think that's so. There's so much freedom in hearing that. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll talk about touch on that bit later on with some other stuff when it comes to counting your wins, but. Yeah, so that's the first thing, is just have some realistic goals, because you're going to be figuring stuff out in the first place, right? You don't need these massive pressurizing goals.
Well said.
So have that first of all. Break down, your living expenses, add, a profit margin, add some like 10% for savings and investments or whatever it might be, and then you have a realistic figure of what you're going to be going for, and it'll probably be way less than you thought it was in the first place. Next, you then want to find ways to get your clients on a retainer, on recurring revenue. There's very little point in doing one-off sales these days. You want to get, if it's a low ticket program or a higher ticket program, find ways to get retainer clients. That's going to give you more predictability, and any business can do this. Even there's barbershops across the US now that sell memberships.
There are, yes. 100%.
And so getting that membership builds more customer loyalty, builds a nice tribal atmosphere, and gives you, I think. And then the third thing, really, from a very polishing the surface level, really, is tracking the numbers and setting realistic, conservative. You guys know from back in May, we set worst case goals, best case goals, and outrageous goals.
Yeah.
Something that was taught to me like by a 9-figure business owner. He said always if you look at the worst case goals, if the worst case goals still make sense, that's the plan to go for. Anything else is a bonus then.
I love that.
I absolutely that was one of the most powerful things.
Interesting. Angie Olson's loving these answers. Tom Fox, she's joined us. Let me ask an associated question, because Tiffany Maxim, the funny one's back.
Woohoo!
I missed her. When you decide to create your own business, is knowing your numbers the most logical first step? Is that where you start? Understanding your numbers?
Yeah, I mean, really, if you look at a business like an investment vehicle, which is what I do, it's a machine you're creating that is going to provide value to you, which is a certain amount of time, income, and physical mobility in life. It's value to the customers and value to the community, maybe. So it's really quantifying that and figuring out, what does this machine have to do?
Yeah.
What is the output required, and therefore what is the input required? Just like if you're going to get a piece of real estate, first thing you do is know the numbers, right? What I want this real estate to do for me. What is the value of this? Where do I find the money? How do I invest?
Yep.
What are the costs going to be? So most people start entrepreneurship now because the gateway to entry is so low. People can be like a Facebook page admin, and that makes them a business owner these days. Right. So on one hand, it's a great opportunity, but people aren't getting prepped for the realities of business. It can't just be a hobby, it's got to be a system that is going to provide for you.
That is
I think most entrepreneurs are hobbyists and don't even realize it.
Yeah. The word system right there for me was like the key in that for me. Like if we all are going to everybody right now is going to listen to what Justin just said, and you're going to take the piece that's the most valuable to you, right? Yeah. But for me, the word system is critical, because I think that we all want to be like airy fairy, and I'm free, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I have no schedule, blah blah blah. Yeah. But you know what? When it boils down to it, for me, the answer is always in systems. When you have systems, you have order, you have structure, you have flow. And what I found for all you free spirits who are out there who are going, oh, but I don't want to be boxed into a system. Well, if you're one of those people, I'm going to tell you right now, Brian and Justin will agree that the more systematized you are, the more free time you have to be the free spirit that you want to be.
I've been saying that for years. I'm the president of the Free Spirit Association of the Universe, and I've learned over my life that free spirits are best when they are structured.
Yeah. Discipline. I would say discipline equals freedom, and that's what people don't.
Right. People kind of want to do it in reverse. They want the freedom without the discipline.
You've got to experience it. You can to understand that.
I love it.
Sure.
I absolutely love it.
Angie Olson says this is all great stuff. She's starting a new venture soon, so this is perfect. She's going to share with us very soon. Dr. Ann Shiva says, great stuff, Justin.
Oh.
You know Dr. Ann Shiva as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some great stuff over in Montreal.
That's right. Couple more questions. Colleen Prather, how much time realistically do you have to put in doing your business at the very beginning? She's making sure she has some balance in the world.
So again, it comes down to your goals. If you're trying to build like a Fortune 500 company, there's going to be a bit more work involved. If you're trying to build something that makes you $5,000 a month, just to give you a bit of more freedom, it depends. And I always say you want to start as you mean to go on, because the first thing entrepreneurs do is they say, right, I want to build something that gives me all this free time off, so I'm going to work 16 hours a day to build it. Which kind of defeats the purpose in the first place. Yeah. So I would say, look at the fixed costs of how many hours you want to work each day, and then come up with a strategy that will get you to your goals in that time frame. Yeah. And maybe in the beginning you will work a few more hours, but you make sure to define that as a variable time cost, and say in the beginning I'm going to do a few extra hours each day, but only for the first 90 days. Otherwise, if you don't set those time goals and you only chase the income goal, that's what you'll get. Plenty of money, but no life.